It's a scene played out across the country on any given day. A young man out walking his dog. But this is only possible because of the work of Sunderland Home Care Associates, together with their partners through the initiative Independent Futures. Gary Haswell is 19. At 13 he had to leave home and lived in a variety of institutions after his behaviour at home became too much for his parents to cope with. Now, 6 years later, through Independent Futures, Gary is being given his life back.
He used to lose his rug a lot. He used to smash things up like in his bedroom. At one stage he had like a Barney, which he was into Barney. He tossed it through one of the house windows and it's actually smashed the window. And it wasn't just that with him taking epileptic fits. And that did him in like certain ways. He just wouldn't do what he was actually told to do. But if he tried to tell him to do it, that's when he was mainly lose his rag.
Independent Futures is designed to provide self-directed quality support to people with complex needs, in particular learning difficulties. The service is based on the key premise that an individual's well-being and happiness is secured through addressing three basic human rights: somewhere to live, someone to love, and something to do. And it's something to do where Independent Futures is at work. This new initiative, based on a similar scheme called Partners for Inclusion in Scotland, is being delivered by Sunderland Home Care Associates, a social enterprise organisation that has its roots in the mid-70s as a cooperative business called Little Women. Margaret Elliott established Little Women in a small Sunderland shop, and the organisation now has around 330 employees.
A social enterprise is a way of working that values the people in the organisation. They have a say, they participate in the running of the organisation. In our case, particularly, our members have shares in the company, so each year so much of our profit is set aside and put into an employee benefit trust, and then shares are issued to every single member of staff. And each year they build up their stake in the company.
It came about initially because it was people moving out of large stay in small institutions on what you call a campus reposition programme. And people are off what you call active treatment now. So they want to go back, live in their own communities, either with a friend or by themselves, but also need that level of support from a staff team.
The service provided by Independent Futures has been commissioned by a partnership including Sunderland City Council and the NHS Sunderland Teaching Primary Care Trust. Together they wanted to work with Sunderland Home Care Associates, who had a proven track record of delivering this type of service that they required in the city of Sunderland.
We have worked with them for a number of years. We do know that the concept works, and we're committed to having local services for local people. So the fact that we knew that they were receptive to the idea of training and development encouraged us. I think the work in terms of RED development, the daytime activities, was something that's innovative and different.
It wasn't just any social enterprise. Independent Futures, as it's called now, has a base within Sunderland. It's very well known, it's got an excellent reputation. We've created local jobs, and it's local jobs for local people. And I think the families and the individuals that they are supporting were and are quite pleased that it's a Sunderland organisation that is providing the support. And I guess social enterprise also, from a commissioner's point of view, demonstrates that the staff that work for that organisation are very committed. I mean, I know there's a very low turnover in vacancies, there's a low sickness rate, so as a commissioner that's what I'm looking for in terms of a quality of service to the individuals. So I guess it's a model that we're very interested in and very interested in developing as well.
Sean Purvis is on a work placement at a local garden centre. He's another who's benefiting from the work being done by Independent Futures. And how long have you been working here, Sean?
How long have I worked in there? A year now.
Sean's progress has been nothing less than remarkable. He came from long-term stay in hospital, and he's settled into his new house. He moved in July last year. He's settled in, his progress is coming on, his confidence, his independent skills, can't speak highly enough of him.
Main thing I like doing things on is like stripping flowers down and cutting grass sometimes and all. So when I'm doing that, after I eat plugs and all, sometimes.
I started off working life in a factory. Had a few different types of factory jobs. Didn't really like it. Long days, long boring days. And I ended up in a period of unemployment due to an industrial accident. And then purely by chance, I was on a course doing the computers at Sunderland Home Care. And I filled the database in for approximately 6 months, but there was no jobs in the office going, so and they just asked us if I would like to support students in the college with learning disabilities. And I'd never worked in that field before, but I gave it a go. And I've been in this field ever since, and I really enjoy working in this field, find it very rewarding.
I've stripped them all down, and then I've done everything.
Guy Turnbull and Keith Richardson from Economic Partnerships are working with partners CASA, Care and Share Associates, and RED, Rapid Enterprise Development, to help provide the placements and tools that Independent Futures needs to survive.
Being disabled isn't just about physical impairment, it's about how you feel about yourself and how you feel other people feel you. And rather than just taking support all the time, if you're actually giving something back, if you're providing a service or whatever, you begin to feel valued by the community, and that actually starts addressing some of the issues around disability that aren't addressed by other forms of provision.
So one of the things we've done recently is look at working with as dog walkers effectively and begin set them up in trying that out and trying their hand at it and see how they go with it, because a lot of them, like Gary, like working with animals, like being with animals, and they like to walking a dog is actually quite good for them, because it's an animal they're in control of them, when so much of their lives they spend being told what to do.
In just 12 months, 10 young lives have already been changed by Independent Futures, with plenty more to follow. Such has been the success, it's an initiative which is already being developed elsewhere in the country, based on the model in Sunderland.
I've seen changes in people's lives. Obviously we work with people who are quite challenging, who can have certain behaviours, and we found that when people are going into living their own smaller environments, either by themselves or with a friend, we find that these are actually sort of like reduced as well. They feel more comfortable in their own homes, and as I say, just living a life that we just take for granted.
It's much better now. He comes, he goes out, and it's just happy now.
We're kind of on course with what central government are advising us to do. In fact, we hope we're a little bit ahead of that, because we feel we've got a service that's comparable with anywhere.
We'd want a much stronger enterprise brand. We want more people involved in running enterprise, and the wider community starting to understand that disabled people can and should run their own enterprises and actually provide very valuable services to the community.
It can be tough. You can go home, extremely tired and stressed out. It's not easy work by any stretch of the imagination, but the job satisfaction you get when you see like the service users making progress, it's great. It's absolutely great. It makes you feel good.